Okay, let's all go to our mats. We're gonna start on our backs. Try and do a mental check to check that your feet are hip width apart, not wider. Get your second toe aligned with the center of your ankle. Big toes are a little bit inwards. You're gonna start with a neutral spine, which means you have a gap between the lower back and the floor. Hands are alongside your body, palms face down. You're gonna inhale to prepare. On your exhale, you're going to keep the neutral spine, but you're going to push the shoulders into the floor without lifting your middle back from the floor. Inhale to keep the shoulders there. Exhale to push your rib cage down towards your spine and your abdominal wall down towards the floor, still without taking the spine to the mat. Inhale to hold. Exhale to try and bring your lower abs, the space between your hip bones, closer to the floor, still with an arch in your lower back. Inhale here. Use an exhale to take your spine towards the floor, tilting your tailbone towards the ceiling. Inhale in your imprint. Exhale to shorten the space between your rib cage and your hip bones. Inhale there. Exhale to check that your shoulders are still on the floor. Inhale, hold the imprint. Exhale to push your vertebrae deeper into your mat and your belly button deeper towards your spine. One more inhale, and with an exhale, you're gonna rock your pelvis away from your body, creating that gap again between the floor and the lower back. Abs are still pushing down towards your spine. Inhale in your neutral. Exhale to reinforce your neutral, so push your front body down, but keep your back body lifted. Inhale here. Exhale, try and get your rib cage to go a little bit closer to each other, so both sides of the rib cage pushing in. Inhale in the neutral. Exhale, lower back finds the floor, tailbone points towards the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, push the shoulders down without lifting your spine from the floor. Inhale, hold. Exhale, take your tailbone higher towards the ceiling without squeezing your bum. Inhale, hold. Exhale, strong belly button connection towards your spine. One last inhale and one last exhale to go into neutral, keeping the belly button pressing inwards. Now, get your heels closer to your bum. Ideally, you should be able to touch your heels with your fingers. If that's not happening, that's all right. Interlace your hands, take them behind your back. We don't need your elbows to be wide, they can be in a diagonal, as long as it's comfortable for you to take the weight of your head into your hands. You're going to keep your neutral spine as you inhale. You're going to exhale to do a chest lift. So in here I want you to try to get both shoulder blades off the floor without flattening the spine in the mat. Inhale to maybe come a little bit higher. Exhale to go down with control without increasing the arch in the lower back. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, chest lift. Use the moment up to look in between your hips and try and push down a little bit more in your lower abs. Stay there for a second and come down. We have two more like so. Inhale, prep. Exhale, up. Inhale, come higher, but lift that spine as much as you can from the floor and down. Last one, prep. Exhale, up. Inhale a little higher. Exhale, down. Next inhale, you're gonna prep, but on your exhale, you're gonna take your lower back to the floor. You're gonna put your weight on your heels, and you're gonna lift your pelvis towards the ceiling. Tailbone leads the way. Inhale there. Exhale to make your way down. Find an imprint. Find a neutral spine. And now I'm actually gonna do the exercise I meant to do. You're gonna inhale to prepare. Exhale to chest lift. Now keeping this chest lift and this neutral. Now from here, you're gonna find your imprint. Now imprint so much that your shoulder blades come even higher off the floor. Imprint so much that when you put the weight in your heels, there's very little to lift when you take your bum towards the ceiling. Stay here for a second. Give me a little bit more tailbone up, but rib cage down. Bring your chest a little higher, bring your knees a touch closer together. Inhale at the top. Exhale to take your spine down to the floor, vertebrae by vertebrae, despite the range being very small. Find an imprint, only then find a neutral, but in the neutral you're still pulling down with your abs. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to imprint and to lift your bum from the floor into a pelvic curl. Inhale at the top, try and push your abs further in, come a little higher. Exhale, come down vertebrae by vertebrae, and neutrally. We just have one more inhale. Exhale, imprint, and lift. As you lift, come a little higher. Take your knees a little closer together, and take your spine down vertebrae by vertebrae until you find a neutral. Inhale here, exhale, chest lift a little higher, and down. We're gonna go for rotations. Inhale to prepare, exhale, chest lift. Keep your neutral as you rotate towards the right. Find the center and then rotate towards the left. If you'd like a breath, you inhale to the center, you exhale to twist. Inhale center, exhale twist. Inhale center, exhale twist. Do a few more, thinking that you don't want any motion to happen in your pelvis. This is all coming from your waist. You're gonna all meet me in the right side rotation. Now keep the same amount of weight on both feet as you take an inhale to prepare and an exhale to find an imprint. Now put the weight in your heels, take your tailbone towards the ceiling as you lift your pelvis from the floor. You want the point of contact with the floor to be the center of your body and the twist to come from your middle back. You're going to inhale here, come a little higher with your twist, and exhale to take your spine down and then find a neutral. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, imprint, and lift into a mini pelvic curl. Inhale to twist a little bit more, come a little higher. Exhale to come down. Bone by bone by bone. Don't let your abs pop out. Find a neutral. Last one. Prep, imprint, curl up. In your up, find the center of your spine as you contact the mat, but come a little bit more in your twist from your upper back. From here, we're gonna do 5 pulses of the upper back towards the right rotation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, stay. Exhale to take your spine down to the floor. Vertebra by vertebra, find an imprint, find a neutral. Come to the center, inhale, prep, exhale, come higher and down. We're gonna go towards the left. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, up. You're gonna do your rotation starting towards the left. So exhale, left, inhale, center. Exhale, right, inhale, center. Left, center, right, center. Focus on keeping your hips even, twisting only from your rib cage, aligning your breastbone with your thigh every time you rotate. Meet me in the left side rotation. Mini pelvic curls. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to imprint. Put the weight in your heels. Take your pelvis towards the ceiling. Make sure the point of contact is the middle of your back and twist from above it. Come a little higher. And take your spine down vertebra by vertebra. Find the imprint and only then a neutral. Imprint and up. Come a little higher in your twist. Vertebra by vertebra down and find a neutral. Last one. Imprint and up. Now 5 tiny pulses of the chest towards the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With control, take your spine down bone by bone. Find a neutral, come to the center, inhale here. Exhale, come a little bit higher with your neutral. Exhale down with control. Hands are alongside your body. Bring your heels close to your bum again because they have the tendency to go away. Find a neutral, we're gonna go for a full pelvic curl. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, imprint your spine. Start to take your tailbone towards the ceiling as you push your rib cage down and you tuck your pelvis up. You know you have arrived when you have a flat line between shoulders, hips, and knees. Inhale here. Exhale to take your tailbone a little bit higher into the floor and your rib cage a little bit lower to the mat. Inhale to hold. Exhale, reinforce those 2 activations. Inhale at the top. Exhale to start making your way down. And as your spine finds the floor, you should be able to tuck a little bit extra, so use your abs on the way down. Go through the imprint, and only then, rock your pelvis away into a neutral. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, Curl your pelvis towards yourself. Start with the tailbone and then carry on with the tailbone, leading your pelvis towards the ceiling. Find your straight line, and on an inhale, reinforce. Push the shoulders into the floor. Push the knees a little bit closer to each other. Get your tailbone higher on your ribcage, lower. Inhale there. Exhale to make your way down, thinking that the shoulders must remain open on the floor. Until, well, they will remain open forever until you find your imprint and you find your neutral. Last one here. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, imprint. Take your pelvis up. Now let's review all the previous activations. Focus on your tailbone first. Take it to the ceiling. Now bring your ribcage down. Bring your knees closer together. Bring your shoulders to the floor. From here, we're going to pick up the right leg into a tabletop. Now we're going to do a single leg pelvic curl. So you're going to hinge from your hips for your bum to tap the floor, and then you're going to come back up. So we are not dropping the spine vertebrae by vertebrae. You just tap and you come up. I want you to focus on keeping both hips leveled. So they should be at the same distance from the ceiling. Also, be careful not to let your ribcage fly towards the ceiling. Try and keep a sense of dropping the ribcage as you go up. We just have 2 more. Stay up, extend your leg, flex your foot. You're going to drop your spine to the floor vertebrae by vertebrae just to the point that your bum is hovering. From here, tiny tucks of the pelvis, thinking that you're high-fiving the foot with your ceiling. Wow, high-fiving the ceiling with your foot. Think about it as a squeeze of the left glute to try and take the tailbone just higher, higher, higher. We just have 3 more. Go all the way up. Point your foot, take your leg to tabletop, take your foot towards the floor, come into your high pelvic curl. From here, tailbone up, ribcage down. Try and keep this activation as you take both heels off the floor, go to your tiptoes. Now, as the heels find the floor again, give me more tailbone up. Really squeeze your glutes to not let your pelvis drop. And go into a rise and squeeze your glutes as the heels find the floor. We have 2 more where you're really thinking about elongating your back. Don't let the arch settle. Stay with both heels off on the floor. Pick up your left leg into a tabletop. And we repeat, hinge from the hip to tap the floor with your bum. And bring your pelvis back up without allowing your ribcage to flare. And you tap. And you come up. Try to have no articulation on your back. Try to keep this motion to your hips and actually to your shoulders. We just have 2 more. Last one, stay at the top. Extend your leg, flex your heel. Spine finds the floor vertebrae by vertebrae, only bum hovers. Tiny pulses of the pelvis, thinking about getting your tailbone closer to the ceiling, but also closer to your face. It's almost like you're trying to wrap your pelvis under. You should feel it on the supporting legs glute. If you're not feeling it, you're not doing the right thing. Go all the way up. Point your foot. Take your leg to tabletop. Take your foot to the floor. Go all the way up into your most perfect pelvic curl. Plant your heels on the floor. And now push your body towards your heels. But then take your bum a little higher. And now keep pushing your body towards your heels like you'd like to kick your bum with your heels. And go a little higher. And a little bit closer to your heels. And a little higher. And now you just stay. And you inhale, trying to not let go that contraction in your hamstring. Inhale there. Exhale to make your way down. Vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. And then with control into your neutral. We're going to bring one leg to tabletop. Second leg to tabletop. Both legs are together. You're going to hold on top of your shins. And now, first you're going to imprint your spine. Now find a flex on your elbows. Keep that flex and do a small chest lift. Now you are imprinting so hard that only a point of your lower back is touching the floor. From here, both arms and legs are going to stretch out. Then arms are gonna come around as you bring the legs in, hold your legs. Every time you hold, use this hold to bring your chest a little higher. Now try not to drop your chest as you extend, and come higher as you gather. And extend, and gather, 2 more, extend. Gather, last one, extend, gather. Try not to lose the height of your chest as you interlace your hands behind your head. From here, extend both legs away, not letting your spine lift from the floor, and then bring your knees back in, only as far as they were to begin with. And extend, and bend. Extend. As you bend, it might be that your chest comes a little bit higher towards your legs. We have 2 more. Last one. Bring your hands back to your legs. Now both hands go to the right, left leg extends. Flex your elbows to come a little bit higher on your chest lift. Keep the height of your chest as you swap legs. And swap. And swap. Keep swapping, thinking that really this is the easy part of the exercise. Meet me holding the right leg. Come as high as you can with your chest lift. Interlace your hands. Extend your right leg to meet the left and bring it back in. And extend. And in. If this causes too much pressure on your back, extend your leg towards the ceiling. But find a height that is comfortable with your back. And by comfortable, I mean really difficult. Stay with the right bend. Hold your leg. We have a few more single leg stretches. Swap legs. And swap. And again, use this part as a rest. Stay holding your left. Come a little high with your chest. Interlace your hands, hold your head. Extend the left leg and bring it in. And extend. And in. And you only take the leg as far down as your lower back is on the floor. We have 2 more. Stay with your leg bent. Now we're holding nothing. From here, turn your chest towards the left. Swap legs. Turn your chest towards the right. Keep swapping into your crisscross. And you kind of know what's coming next. It's going to be a leg extension. Stay turning towards the right. Keep the height of your chest as you extend the right leg and you bring it back in. And extend. And as it comes in, find a deeper connection. Hold the connection as you extend and reinforce it as the leg comes in. 2 more. And in. Last one. Stay in. Swap legs. Turn your chest towards the left. And twist towards the right. And left. And right. Stay with the left. Torso stays. Extend the left leg and bring it in. And extend. And in. Find a height with your legs that does not hurt your lower back. We just have 2 more. Now, stay with the left leg bent. Bring your chest towards the center. Hold your leg. Need to wipe your hands because you need a little bit of contact here. Hold your leg. Find an imprint. You're going to keep your toes and your shin pretty close together here. You're going to rock back and rock forward. Are you going to try? There we go. You're going to try and keep your spine as curved as you can during this rock. Keep this space even. Don't let it fall apart. This is going to be harder to recover. Roll back and forward. And back and forward. You might find that your spine really wants to extend to come up, but it's a false security. We just have 1 more. Stay up. Swap legs. Reinforce the curl in your back. Need be, touch toe to shin. And go back and forward. And back and forward. We have 4 more that we are going to take as a rest because it's just too hot to think about anything else. Stay here. Oh my God, did I just forget the rest of the class? No, I didn't. This leg stays tabletop, second leg tabletop, connect your legs, hold behind your legs. And from here, using this hold, you're gonna try and extend your back. If you can, you're gonna let go of your hands. If you need to hold, you keep holding. From here, you're gonna curl your tailbone forward to put your lower back on the floor. And then you're gonna reinforce the curl to come up and find an extension on the top. And curl, find the floor, reinforce the curl, come up. We just have 2 more here. This is your teaser prep. Curl down, curl up, find an extension. Last one, curl down, curl up. Now, if you're still with me, you can extend your legs. If you're not with me, do it with a leg bend. But let's go for legs. Just 3. Curl and go down. Curl and come up. Curl and down. Curl and up. Last one. Curl and down. Curl and up. Bend your legs. Hold behind your legs. Now push the legs into your hands. Curl your spine. Take your lower back into the floor with no momentum. Then let your head find the floor. Hands are alongside your body. You're going to be working with an imprint. Take your legs towards the ceiling. Feel free to bend them if you need to for flexibility. You're going to drop your legs to a 45 to 60 degree angle. From here, you're going to bring them back to 90, and then you're going to fold them over until your legs are parallel to the floor. Stay in this position with me for a little bit. If you need support, just put your hands on your lower back. If you're with me, well, even if you're supporting, think tailbone towards your face, belly button towards your spine, and that might drop your legs a little bit. So now that you have your center ready, get your legs a little higher. Now we're going to do a jackknife, so we're going to do it slow motion to begin with. You're going to tap the floor with your toes, and then you're going to squeeze your bum as much as you can to take your legs towards the ceiling. From here, you're going to put your spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae, trying to keep your feet over your face. And if you need to hold your back with your hands, please, please do. You're going to slowly put it down, trying to find the momentum. Find 90 and find 45. And take the legs up and over. And tap ceiling and slowly down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. And 45. And up and over. Tap ceiling, slowly down. We're going to do one more where everyone's going to hold with the hands on the lower back. Take the legs to 90, take them overhead. Get your elbows as close together as you can. Put your hands on your lower back. From here, tap the floor, take your legs up. Use your hands to allow you to take your legs further back. Think tailbone their way, legs their way. And try to go as vertical as you can. Now, if you're feeling up for the challenge, take your hands away, put them on the floor. You can keep on holding. Slowly put your legs down. Vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Stay 90. Cross your legs. Come over. You're going to sit with your legs straight in front of you. If this is not comfortable, you're just going to bend your knees a little bit. If during the exercise you have pain on your lower back, on your knees, you're just going to work with your feet on the floor. If you're with me, you're going to keep your legs straight in together. Hands go to the floor. Ideally, fingers are turning towards your bum. If this hurts your wrist, like it does mine, you just turn your hands outwards. Now, let's try and find our neutral spine here. So, sit over your sits bones. Connect both shoulder blades together, but now push your belly button in, push your ribcage in, align the head with the rest of your spine. From here, you're going to press your heels deep into your mat. Quads are active as you take your pelvis all the way up to the ceiling. Now hinge from your hips. Nothing changes in your spine as your bum just lightly taps the floor and goes back up. And tap. And up. Think about having no articulation on your lower back. Think about keeping your chest shining through your shoulders. Don't let it shy back. We have 2 more. Stay up with me. More shoulder blades together, more chest up. And now slowly down to the floor with your neutral spine. Now I'm going to do the next one off my mat. It's a little slippy. Same initial position. Legs are together, hands are either pointing towards your bum or outwards, spine is neutral, shoulder blades are together, ribcage pulls down. You're gonna go into your top position and you're gonna stay there for a little bit. If this is too much, put one foot on the floor. If this is not too much, both legs are straight, stay in your top position. Right leg is gonna kick to the ceiling 5 times. 1, and down with control. 2, 3, keep your hips even. 4, keep your chest up. 5, believe it, the last one. Hinge from your hips, find the floor. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, get yourself up again for the left. And 1, and 2. Keep pulling up your quads. Keep taking your tailbone slightly towards the ceiling without losing the small arch to your lower back. Last one, heel stays on the floor. Give me more chest. Stay there, inhale. Exhale to come slowly, hinge from your hips. Slowly. And relax your wrists a little bit. Go back to your mat if you had to escape it. You're gonna keep on sitting, legs together and pointed. Again, a little bit of a bend in your knees if you need to, or sit on something higher for this one. If you're with me, legs together and straight. Sit over your sits bones. Find a little bit of an arch here, but push your ribcage in. Hands are gonna be to the ceiling, arms are open wide. Try and find a connection between both rib cages and push them down towards the floor. From here, we're gonna twist twice towards the right. 1, 2, and then we're gonna go to the center to find the highest, tallest position. And left, 1, 2, and center. 1, 2, center. 1, 2, center. Keep swapping, thinking that there's no motion in your hips or in your pelvis. You are rotating only from above your waist. Shoulder blades stay together. Meet me at the center. Extend your arms a little bit more, but push your shoulders down, push your ribcage in, but sit tall. Turn towards the right, stay in the right. More shoulder blades together, twist a little bit more. And now check that your toes are leveled, and twist a little bit more. And sit over your sits bones, and twist a little bit more. Push your ribcage in, twist a little bit more, and come towards the center. Inhale at the center. Exhale, twist towards the left. Inhale there. And twist a little bit more from your ribcage. Inhale there. A little bit more shoulders together. Inhale. Exhale, stretch your legs. Or if they are bent, tense up your quads a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale to sit a little bit taller on your sits bones. Inhale. Exhale, ribcage in, sit your tallest. And center. Do an inhale here, arms are still up. Do an exhale to reinforce your belly button in. Do an inhale to go taller. Exhale to use your abs. Inhale taller. Exhale abs. And drop your arms. Bend your legs. Take your lower back towards the floor. Our legs are gonna go up again. Now on this one, we're gonna try and work with a neutral. If you feel any pressure on your lower back, I want you to work with an imprint, so lower back on the floor. I'm gonna cue it with a neutral. So if I say back off the floor, you know that's not you. Take, arms are open wide, palms to the ceiling. Take one foot to the floor, second foot to the ceiling. Both feet are towards the ceiling. Get your gap between the floor and the lower back. Make sure your shoulders are open on the floor, but your ribcage is pulling down. From here, you're gonna take your legs to the side as far as you can without letting the opposite shoulder blade lift from the mat. Now, you're gonna take your legs down into the diagonal. You're gonna take them into a parallel. Then they're gonna find the opposite diagonal and they're gonna arrive on the opposite side. Now you're gonna use an abdominal connection to push your abs so deeper into your spine that your whole body is gonna ripple towards the center. And reverse side, take your legs towards the left. Slowly find the diagonal. Find the center, opposite diagonal, opposite side. Strong abdominal connection to go to the center. 2 more slow ones, one towards each side. And legs go to the right. And they go down, Then go around, opposite side, and abdominals to bring you in. And left, and down, and around, and abs to go in. We're gonna do 2 more towards each side, but fast. We're gonna go sharp to the side, sharp around. Sharp to the right, and down and around. And left, down and around. These need to be much smaller so you can keep the balance in your spine. Meet me at the top. Bring double leg to tabletop. Hold behind your thighs. Rock yourself up. Now, I rock myself up because I needed my head to be that way, but all we need to do is to go on our bellies. Last exercise is our back extension, and it's going to be less ambitious than the rest of the class, so we're going to be okay. I would prefer for the beginning of the exercise that your forehead is to the floor, but if this is uncomfortable with your nose, just take your head to the side and swap sides every 5 seconds. If you're with me, forehead to the floor. You're going to hold your hand in your wrist, and you're going to rest your hands on your sacrum. That's the space between your bum and your lower back. Now, you're going to inhale to prepare, and on your exhale, I just want you to think tailbone to the floor, pubic bone into the mat. And you're going to think that so much so that your abs are going to want to lift from the mat. They won't really lift, but they will want to be lighter. Now, keep that connection and hover your legs from the mat. The tops of your thighs are touching, but there's no weight there. Stay with your legs up and give me more belly button to spine, more tailbone to floor. This will make your glutes work out a lot. You're gonna bend your knees to tap your heels to your bum 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then extend your legs. Legs do not touch the floor. And bend. 1, 2, 3, and extend. We have 2 more like so. Every time you extend, think about hollowing the belly button away from the mat. Every time you kick, try to avoid losing the hollowing. Inhale here, exhale, reinforce tailbone to mat, and without losing your core, you're going to put your legs down. Now we're going to work with the arms. Take your head towards the right. Inhale to prepare, exhale to curl your tailbone to the mat, lift your belly button from the floor. Now you're going to reach your hands so far back into your knees that your chest will just have to lift. Now, as you go down, you turn your head towards the other side and your hands are going to go back to rest on your sacrum. And you're going to reach to lift and you're going to bend to rest. Now, every time you reach, you will have an arch on your lower back, but every time you go down, think about hollowing the belly button away from the mat. And reach, extend, and go down, hollow. One more like this. Reach, extend, and hollow. I'm going to do one more just so I can look at you. Now let's put both together. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, hollow your belly button, tailbone to floor. Inhale to prepare. Lift your legs. We're going to start with the legs. 3 taps to the bum. 1, 2, 3. As the legs stretch, the arms stretch as well. Lift your chest. As you go down, the head turns towards the opposite side and the feet kick to the bum. And extend. And kick. And extend. And now think that as you take your chest down, you think about hollowing your belly button. And then as you extend your legs, you think about hollowing your belly button. Which means you are always thinking about hollowing your belly button. And suddenly, this is not a back exercise. Well, it is, but it doesn't hurt your back. Last one, stay up. Take your hands away from your bum and push them into your feet. Lift as high as you can. Now take your feet a little higher. Now without losing your height, think belly button to spine, tailbone to floor so much. Bring your arms to the side, bring your hands under your shoulders. Forehead is to the floor, tuck your toes on the mat as close to you as you can. Now, we're gonna go up into a plank. We're gonna believe it's gonna happen. It's not gonna be super straight, but we have all the right activation, so we won't get hurt. So let's think, shoulder blades together and down towards your bum. Elbows try to be parallel. Your quads are tight, so you're dragging your kneecaps towards your hips, and you're thinking tailbone to the mat, pubic bone pressing deep into the floor. You're gonna inhale here on your exhale. You're gonna put your weight in your hands and you're just gonna go up. And you know, it's just the lifting. Once you're there, it's actually pretty okay. Now let's recover our neutral. Give me a touch of tailbone to floor, but keep the belly button pulling in towards your spine. Don't let your belly sag. Don't let this happen. Keep the integrity of your spine. From here, tailbone is going to keep on traveling towards the ceiling and back to find an up stretch position. If your heels don't touch the floor, that's fine. If you need to bend your knees, that's fine. But just think about extending your back. From here, you're going to bend your knees to the floor. Untuck your toes, connect your toes. Push into the floor, bring your hands closer. Keep pushing to curve your spine towards the ceiling. So really use this to whoosh. If you need something a little bit more dead, just take your forehead to the floor and either have arms forward or arms by your ankles. Whatever feels better. Wow, 31 degrees.